Hi, my name is Cassie, otherwise known as the Doll Doctor, and today we are going to be making a doll that looks like me. I started with a Truly Me 88. In this part, we are going to tackle how to change a zip tie out to a neck string. Now, of course, if you take the zip tie off a doll and you would like to just replace it with another zip tie, you can definitely do that. I prefer to replace them with neck strings because I prefer the strings, and it makes it easier if I ever need to go back in and do any more work on that particular doll. So this is if you would like to replace the zip tie with string. So assuming you've already removed the clothes and removed the wig, if you desire, then next step you need to do is remove the head. Now on older dolls, such as this is one of my other project dolls, over to the side here, they have neck strings. If that is the case, you can fairly easily just untie these and then you can take off the head. If they do not have neck strings, that makes it a bit more of a challenge, but not impossible. Okay, hopefully you all can see this all right. This is kind of the best angle I could figure out to get this at. So you're gonna need to take scissors to cut the zip tie if they don't have strings. But the first thing you're gonna need to do is just kind of slide them in here until you catch on the thread. There we go. And then you should be able to pull that thread out now that it's cut. That thread is what was keeping this sewed shut so you couldn't see the zip tie. So pull that thread out, and then there's a little opening right here. And inside there you can see, just barely, you can see the zip tie. So what I like to do is try to get like kind of up under the zip tie with a pair of scissors. There we go. Then pull it out of the neck as much as I can, which isn't a lot. And then you kind of have to push pretty hard, try to get the scissors wriggled up under there. And then all of a sudden it'll pop like it just did. And then you should be able to wriggle this whole zip tie out of here. So this is what this looks like. That should have now came out of your doll's neck. Now that your dolly is zip tie free, the head should just kind of slide out like so, and there is your head. The part where I actually removed the zip tie, I obviously filmed much earlier in the process of creating Mini Cassie. If you want to see the rest of the process of swapping the wig and the eyes, you can go check out my previous two videos, but in this one we're just going to be focusing on the neck string. So this is the head for my Mini Cassie, and I'm going to be putting it back onto her body. So we've got our body here. I'm using a piece of cord that's just a remnant of this that I had, but you can use a cord. It needs to be not stretchy, like this is pretty, you can tell it's not elasticy at all, and it probably needs to be about 1/8 of an inch. And what you're going to do is you're going to take a safety pin that's small enough to fit in this hole here, and you're going to clip it. You can tell I have this pretty securely attached to this end. It's not going to come detached. So when you do that, you can go ahead and start sliding it through. So you're just going to keep sliding it through until your safety pin comes all the way out the other side. The safety pin is just kind of to make it easier to pull through and hold on to, if you were wondering. Now normally I don't cut this other end until afterwards, when I have a whole spool, since like I said, this was all that was left of that spool. it is already cut, but normally I wait to see how long I want the strings, because typically I usually have them a little longer than this. Since this is all I had left, this will work. But I would recommend not cutting till after so you can make the strings your desired length. So you should just be able to slide it in. Make sure none of their hair gets caught down in the neck, because that is very easy to do. Then you're going to want to turn it around backwards, that way it is easy to tie. And you are going to want to pull it as tight as you can. Then go ahead and tie it just like that. So your knot should kind of look like this at this point. Just pull it as tight as you can. It might be a little hard to do it if your strings are too short, so that's why I recommend getting them long enough, and not cutting them until after you have gotten them in the head and can really tell how long they're going to be. So you're just gonna tie another knot. You're gonna tie an actual knot now. At this point, I would usually tie another knot. These strings are pretty short, so I'm not going to try to do that. But this is essentially how you would do a neck string on a doll. And here's how she looks now that she's all dressed. So this is my mini Cassie. I think she looks a lot like me. We're definitely twinning. And this is obviously the final part of making my mini me. So let me know in the comments down below if you have any ideas of what doll you would like me to work on next, or any questions you might have. I have worked on all different American Girl brand dolls, so that includes the 18-inch ones and also Bitty Babies, Welly Wishers, and even the little 8-inch babies. So let me know if there's anything specific that you guys would like to see. And give this video a like, and go ahead and give the Doll Doctor a subscribe. This is Cassie the Doll Doctor, signing off.